I was a minute late. That's right, I actually started on time so that I can give Blur to Blur shit. But now he can give me shit. Unless he's not here, then I can make up whatever story I want. Anyway, it's Friday. That's normally I spend like a good 2 or 3 minutes trying to find a goofy face, and like this took 5 seconds. I just literally threw the mouse to something, and this is where it landed. So I'm happy with the result. I don't need much space. There we go. Anyway, last time, I believe, working on.
Now fire the rocket! Hypothesis: this will be frickin' sick!
She looks like manic and then just like calm. I think the eyes need to stay crazy. Oh yeah, they don't work that way. Maybe just more angry? Oh, you know what? I know what it is. It's the... It's this. I don't want to move the bookmark there. Hello, Red Wings. How are you doing on this wonderful Friday? I think I want to have this, I'm going to extend this a bit more, like this range, and then I'm going to take this and shrink it down a little bit more in there. I'm just going to see if smooth will cheat it. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, she get mad. Well, actually, she's not really mad. She's the other mad, not angry. She's just fucking crazy. I am doing well. I had today off work, so ooh, that's an interesting face too. No, so I got to I don't know. So I got to sleep in a little bit and then get some stuff done I needed to get done, and then play video games the rest of the day. So no complaints on that. I've actually been having, like, I've been wanting to do like a loot whore type game for a while. I've been playing Grim Dawn, but that's kind of like, I don't know, that got monotonous. The game's good, but only to a certain point. I've actually I re-downloaded Torchlight 2, which is an oh my god, I have god, how many hours do I have in that game? 174. That game's so good. If you like a Diablo clone type game, it's a really good a good one. Oh, that's even, look at that hair. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna have to go forward with things and then figure out the mouth afterwards. I don't want to, like, well, you know what, with how stuff is set up, I can just do this. I'll just I'm gonna go in. Maybe a little open, less teeth. Not so angry. More like, oh. You know what? Even that's not going to work, because if you think about it within motion, she's not going to just hold her mouth open while she's up there. I think Let's do like curve. Actually, that's not too bad right there. Let's slogans. I thought I can't fix it now. That's every now and then, like my TV disproportions itself in resolution, and I forgot when I did this, it didn't lock it to the bottom, so my other monitor hooks on the bottom and top. I have to like, so 1080 resolution sitting next to a 4K resolution. So I'm like, where's my mouse? And I'm like looking here, expecting it to come in, and it doesn't. One thing I hate working, like I've gotten so used to working. I've got so used to working in two monitor that when I'm in one monitor, if you go to like move a bar here, like say you grab it here and you go and drag it, and your mouse hits the side of the monitor here, it won't let the bar go any further. It's not like Adobe or something where it lets you keep going infinitely in any direction. It gets really annoying because it'll like, you go to do mouth close or something, or eyes close, and it won't fully close because you hit the edge of the monitor. You have to like grab from right here. It would be a problem if this was on this side, but I like it over here. Maybe a little bit of less. Oh, no, I think it's as good as it was actually. Oh hey, Ace of Spades, how you doing? Also, congrats. I believe you had said something on Twitter about you had milestones reached. Oh, yeah. Well, that'll be fixed in post. Not in post. I can cover that up in other ways. I didn't care about it at this point, though. It's like somebody just made fun of her mother or something. It's like, you say what?
Now fire the rocket! Hypothesis, this will be frickin' sick! Now fire the rocket!
Alright, I'm gonna start blending this now. I do not want to lose the lip sync though, so... Oh, I already... Oh, I did modify it, so... Just put it like that. Okay, so it is saved. Do not want skins. Okay, we'll do this. No. I can retime her head if needed. So I'm gonna retime her motion in. Okay, that's it.
Now
Nobody's listening to her. Here, I'll do it for you.
Science!
There you go. Okay, she could be happy now.
Fire the rocket! Fire the rocket!
Apparently not.
Fire the rocket! Fire the rocket!
Also, if anybody or is considering going to see John Wick, I did watch that this morning, the new one. We haven't seen him before. It's that series is becoming like Avengers, in that if you haven't seen any of the other ones, it doesn't make any sense. But if anybody's considering to go see it, I thought it was very good, but I thought the story was lacking. I mean, it's a continuation of the previous one, but I feel like the first ones had created like an emotional connection to the character, and through different things. But this one didn't feel like it had any of that. A lot of the characters that were brought in were, I thought, throwaways, and that stuff was overly staged to get a to try to go over the top, because they just running and gunning isn't, that's their thing, but to make it bigger than before, and it ended up being that some of the stuff was predictable, at least from my point of view. It was still really, really cool, but it was also like, I don't know, it felt like John Wick 2.5. So, but if you just want to see people shooting a bunch of people, that's really all. That's it, dude. You get a lot of that. So, but yeah, I think that again, Keanu Reeves did really good on it. So, it's worth seeing. I don't actually have any. I feel like the camera cuts in too early. I don't know how easy that is to change. I'll have to work. Oh, actually, just in case. Oh, do this. Yeah, I don't like how she's positioned here. Oh. Ooh. Eyes need to go with through too. Yeah, she needs some kind. She needs a better look than this. Because right now she's pulled back, and if she starts screaming, I would think that she's going to go forward. She does. But, you know what? Actually, I can probably just grab... part of this. I don't mind it. Oh, I think keyframing is harder, yes. I will say that. But I've just really gotten used to it myself. Okay, well, there you go. They're all hard. No, it's and really, a lot of the reason that I'm still using it is because, and not even going to like other programs and stuff, is because I'm stubborn. Like I know the program, and to go anywhere else, I would be relearning something from scratch. Oh, I'm changing the wrong one. I wanted to do this. About half. If I should go the other direction with her head, though.
This will be frickin' sick.
No, that's too much.
Will be frickin' sick.
I think I might just add more details when it's actually animated. Hello, Candy Twix. Welcome. No, yeah, I can agree. It's like a toy place. Well, well, I think SFM has advantages over other softwares, for sure. The big ones to me is sheer number of free assets, and, well, 3, I guess. Sheer number of free assets, easy to learn and manipulate, though once you get to learn to know, or learn any software, it becomes that way. But render times, too. Compared to if I were to try to go over the top in like Blender or some kind of other 3D software, I'm looking at render times that are ridiculous. But in SFM, even if I go like the longest render time I think I ever had was I don't think I moved it over yet. It would have been under Flash. Maybe I did move it over. And I don't have that hard drive plugged in, so I can't actually check. I thought it was in here though. Or I thought I had it in its own folder. It was the spinning one. Maybe I didn't give it its own folder. I forgot what I even called that. I don't remember what I called it. I thought it was a Heroes type thing. What did I call that? That's gonna bug the crap out of me. Because I called it its song. Heroes Arise. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I put that in the Give Her Flash folder. Heroes Arise. Yeah, so I don't have the render on or plugged in, but but that I think was like a minute a frame, or not even. I think I downgraded the quality to make it so that it stayed at a good amount, but I don't want to I don't want to have a minute video that takes me weeks to render. That's stupid. Especially since, like, one of the problems I have with SFM is that particles can be unpredictable, and it makes it hard when you try to render image sequences. So, for instance, there was one video I did. It was Little Pip. The reversing camera. Yeah, this one. When I was doing the reverse shot for this, it took so long to render that I ended up cutting it into pieces. So I rendered like 20 seconds of it one day, and then 20 seconds another day, and then I was just gonna like match up the frames, and you're done. Well, the problem was that this smoke back here was annoying. So there, if I remember right, yeah. So you can see here that the smoke from this explosion is there, and then it kind of fades away, and then it fades back, and that was because of cutting the render. So I ended up cutting the render, and when I brought it back, the particles were different, and so I blended them over each other. So like I pre-rendered 2 or 3 seconds to cross over and fade within each other just in case. And that was one of the things, was it actually caused this like weird fade in, fade out of the smoke. So, and this was only tough because of all these damn rocks on the ground. But even then, this is like overly smooth ground for no reason. But anyway, but yeah, so particles just make sometimes some of this render stuff really stupid. If you're trying to like break it into chunks anyway. Do you watch Lazy Purple? No. Do not know who that is.
This will be frickin' sick! Fire the rocket! This will be... This...
I think I'm... I think I'm gonna have her... You know what? Now it makes sense why I had the camera backed up a little bit. I'm gonna move it back again. Not the whole way, but I'm gonna give it just a couple of frames. I think I'm gonna have her do a hoof stomp. Yeah, that'll work. Oh yeah, I don't watch any TF2 SFMs. I feel like they're that market's so flooded. Oh yeah, lasers can go red if you make it nothing but red and just bright ass red, but anything else, yeah. SFM has its problems, but I am willing to deal with them. I feel like Twilight's gonna have to start going down. So she should be up at the top of her swing. At the end of her scream. So I'll do that area. So this is where Twilight is going to have her little temper tantrum. What is this right here? Okay, so part of her upper eye. No. Aha. Okay. Make sure it all blends right. No, there's a lot of things that SFM could do better, but the nice thing is the program's at least easy to manipulate enough that if it doesn't do something you want it to do, you can usually find a workaround to either make it do what you want to do or have something close enough to. It's, her eyes look like little biceps, like flexing. Because of the mouth. But she'll be moving. You won't even notice it. Yeah, I never really got into it, so there's just so much of it, and I'm so used to, and I guess it's for a stupid reason, but like I'm so used to the Gmod days, and my brain is hard to remove that aspect of it that I see him in that stupid light. But the problem is that's where a lot of the bias originally came from SFM, where people were just calling it crap or more Gmod. So I can see where people came from with that, but because like the old was it Das bullshit, that type of stuff. Oof. Oops. Rubber Fruit, yep, that was another one. He had some really good faces. The back legs. But I do want to move the pelvis a little bit. Okay, so I would lean. I like that a little bit. Maybe not so much on the chest too. I gotta have her. Probably move back a little bit actually. Need to have more room. Oh, can't do that as this. There we go. Should I do the other hoof actually? No, that's fine. I just want to get a general body position. I don't really care otherwise, because I can clean up head and while doing all the other motion stuff. Yeah, I don't remember what happened to him. I remember hearing something about, like, he didn't really quit. I think he just he got caught up in other projects, which is, when you start getting your name out there, a lot of people want you to help out with stuff, and it's so tempting early on to just be a part of all these projects, and then you realize that 90% of them will never finish, and well, probably more than that, and it's just a waste of your time. So I jumped out of any side projects except one, but that's because that one actually has made stuff, and that's Anthology. But even then, I'm not sure if I'm doing stuff for the next one or not. A lot of it is, if I have free time, I can work on stuff for it, but every time I have any free time and I'm going to do SFM stuff, I end up making Rathwell's things because they're so fun. I just realized that these should be bent. I don't even care about being exact with this. Nobody's going to see the butt. Just twist a little bit at the foot below. Yeah, it's really easy to drown in work, and it's just when you work in stuff for other people, you lose a lot of control over the ways that you can do things, and starting out, it's nice because you're still learning, you're still growing. So having somebody help direct you in what you need to do is helpful. But I'm at a point where I know the things I like to do, and to get caught up in working on something for somebody else, I'm doing something that might not be fun, but that's part of doing it. That's one of the things that with Overmare. You see the amount of how big the project is and how big of a scope they have for it, and you realize that this is going to be years and years before any finished product comes about. And knowing how well the project have went and how bronies are, nobody's going to last that long, and so it's going to be a bunch of work put into something that then will be a half-assed product, and not worth it. Everybody wants to think big within the fandom, but I probably should hold off on that. No, I already started blending. But nobody thinks about how much time these things are going to take. So I get messages all the time of like, hey, we're working on this project and we're having trouble getting backing from people. Would you like to help? I'm like, no. I mean, it's great that you have an idea and that you want to express it and have fun and create, but start small. Like, it's these 15-20 minute projects, video projects that are like with massive fight scenes and all this, and it's like, no, why don't you like start by getting a group together and making 10-second shorts? Build a rapport, build a group that can see a final product out there somewhere, and then help you grow. Once you got a system going with 10-second shorts, start making bigger ones. But it's just all these people that immediately jump to these massive projects because everybody has passion for the idea, and it never works out. It's and I catch that. I'm not even just talking about like stuff that like me and you were in, but which is all the ones I've seen, is everybody has massive ideas and it never works out. There are some group projects that work because how they divide the work up. So no, I'm not just talking about that. So, like, think about the collaboratory. The way they do things is that people make very small portions with a general theme, and then they submit them all and they combine them all together to make one video. They're not everybody working on one big massive project. It's one video with a very small portion that you have to do, and you do it by volunteer. And is it works very well for them. Doors, you just submit a portion in a segment, and it's just merged all together. Anthology, a bunch of small videos merged together. All the ones that I've seen that are successful are ones that, in terms of large projects or large groups, are when they're not trying to develop teams to do certain portions. It's where they just give them a segment and say, here's your 10 seconds, have at it. So those are the only ones that I would ever be willing to participate in, just because they're the only ones I've ever seen succeed.
This will be Hypothesis. Hypothesis.
That's the face you can, wait, well, this is gonna change if I move. No. No, and I thought Poker Face turned out awesome. Like, I mean, again, that was a big project, and I think he tried to do more other stuff around it, but that was, but still, that one was able to get through and finish because it was segmented. No, I was gonna say, it's if I do her like. The face you get when you stub your toe. No, it's not thinking keys. I thought I was trying to. Thought I had it. She had a better sound there, but I couldn't get it again. Oh, I guess we're up to paragraph. No, I still think the final product is great. When you're working on a big project, you know all the behind-the-scenes stuff, you're always going to see like, oh, well, we had to cut this part and this part, and we had to do this, and we had to do that, and some stuff where I think, you know what? I didn't notice it. It wasn't something that I saw. When you put together a project, you see the negative stuff, and really by the end of it, that's all you see. But that's not what the other people see. So no, I thought Poker Face was perfect. Like, could it have been better? Yeah, anything can be. No matter what you make, you can always make it better. It's just figuring out that point to stop, because it's not going. The amount of time, because when you start out, the amount of time you're putting into it's going to give you a lot more quality, but eventually towards the end, you're going to be putting a bunch more time for just a little bit more. No, at that point, when you're starting to have where time is outpacing quality increase, that's where you stop. It's not worth it at that point. Just call it done. And I'm glad that Fake actually did that eventually and was like, nope, done. So no, I think it was great. Like, I was pleasantly surprised, and the panel loved it at BabsCon. It was great. But even then, for scale, that was a small, what I would consider a smaller project, compared to like Stable Tech, Pabs, Overmare. Trying to think of some of the others, like Ambient. I haven't seen what's happened with that in a while. Some of those other big projects. Those are the ones that are just absolutely massive. Okay, actually she can't turn her head. She's already turning her head here. So I don't mind her having her head straight down, but I can't have her head turned sideways.
There we go. This will be frickin' sick.
What's this bookmark for? I think I moved things around and it just popped up there. I think I'm gonna turn her head a bit more so that it's different or more different from the other two. Look. Isn't that? Dude, one of my sticky keys. I always forget to shut it off because I can't remember how. I don't know. Huh? Sticky keys. On-access, easy access keys. Turn on sticky keys. No. Set up sticky keys. No. Yeah, there we go. Ah. So I'm gonna, yeah. What's the other one?
Always scan this section.
Who's talking to me? Oh, and that didn't save because I didn't hit OK. And now I broke it. Oh no. I didn't listen to the voice. Well, we'll let that. Can I just close it? I'm impatient. Oh, look at that, I did. Okay. Set sticky keys. There. Apply. Play a sound. I'm just trying to... Oh my god. How hard is it to save sticky keys off? We'll let that do its thing. I'm saving just in case. Okay, I don't want to do too many other modifications over here because I want to... Or blending's just going to make her move A to B, but I need to put secondary motion in, and if I do too much here, it's going to be bad. Well, there's other ones though, not just sticky keys. The shift one there that I could do too. You know, the one thing actually, I've mentioned it before for people, but because now with my new job, I no longer have the program. Was this one? What do they call that? Snagit, which is a screen capturing tool. I don't even know if that shows up on there. Yeah, where because there's nobody's used it before. There's the snipping tool, which allows you to like go new, and you like can take screenshots from the screen, which is a pretty nifty tool. I do like it, but at work they bought me, or my previous job they had bought me up for at work, Snagit, and I liked it so much within like 3 days I bought it for myself, where like here it'll auto select portions that it detects like within the window, and if I click that it will let me take a screenshot of just that. It'll show you pixel by pixel where your mouse is. So if you move quick it'll disappear, but let's say I wanted to just do the submit button. I could do that and then use the arrow keys, space to go here, alt to jump over here and go there. Screenshot, and now I have just the submit button. And then you can be like, well, I need to put this on a white background, so I'm going to go fill white and fill in the whites in the corners there. Copy all, bam, you have a button. So it's a super powerful little program. Like if you're doing things, you can do like, oh, that's a big arrow. but you can make arrows on here for making like work instructions, which is what I used it for. Text, shapes. You can even blur parts of an area, so for privacy, if you want to block information, which I've used. You can do types of blur, so you can do the like pixely one. It's Snagit up here. It's not free though. It's like $30. But at my previous job, I had probably over like 1,500 snags that I'd grabbed from stuff, just because it is super useful for putting together like work instructions and stuff, putting arrows on there. Yep, no, to me it's worth the cost. It will let you do video recording as well, like screenshots of portions of your screen in video. There's a whole bunch of other tools too. Problem is, if you do buy it, you only buy the current version. It doesn't let you, if a new version comes out later, you don't get that version. You can do a cheaper upgrade, but still, I love it. And it also keeps a library of all your screenshots, so you can go back to them, edit, copy, paste between. Like when I was doing screenshots of websites for work instructions and they had big, large, empty portions, I could actually like cut that portion off, push it in without using Photoshop. So super powerful little program. Is it still thinking? Nope, it is done.
Always scan this section.
No, stop. Don't talk to me. Can I shut you off? Read this section aloud. No. Always scan this section? Is there another... So I turned off sticky keys. Was there... Oh. I thought there was another one. Whatever. I'm done with that. I turned off the sticky. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Yay! Snag it. Yeah, you could probably pirate it if you really wanted to. But to me, $30 was for the. Oh, the other thing that's super. That my favorite thing about the program, probably. Let's say you have. Let's go to. Let's just go. I can't do Twitter because it's too big. DeviantArt's too big too. I'll just do this. So let's say we open a Word document. It's like advertising for Snagit. And let's just say I have a blank document. Well, actually, let's just grab. Let's grab this because this is how I made my resume. So you have this. You have a document, and let's say you have. A couple pages like this. The nice thing is the program lets you do this. Bam. It will auto scroll and take a screenshot of multiple pages. So this is one single picture. So if you're on a web page or something, or you have a document, you can literally screenshot the entire thing. It'll auto scroll it and take the screenshot for you. That is super powerful and super cool. That was the reason that I ended up getting it, because say you have a picture that's really tall and you wanted to like get the whole thing from a website or something. I mean, you could just right click and save, but you could literally just have it just scroll the whole thing for you. And I think you can have it auto scroll. It will like go down in sections to try to get the whole thing. I can actually figure that out here. I need to get dual scroll bars. Okay. Yep. So it'll capture the whole scrolling area. I don't want to do it here because it's going to be absolutely enormous. Oh, here we can let's just remove these. We'll have an adventure. So let's say we have something that's like zoomed in that super far. Oh, and it will also save your mouse as an image on top of it. Yeah, look at that. Super high res. the cities, but or that. Or that. No, yeah, Kelsey, I was gonna send that to you, like that face thing, and then I never did. That was from you taking that picture. Oh yeah, chat log. Actually, that would be super useful too. Do know that it will take the whole thing. So if it's a long log, it is a single picture. It will take an enormously long picture. But you can take that and like copy paste portions of it and go and create new screenshots of them. So, yeah. I mean, Snippet is nice and free, but Snippet has limitations. And to me, Snagit, well being $30. Or 30 or something. I think it's around 30. To me, it's worth every dime. For just, you don't even realize, like when I was at work the other day, I needed to take a screenshot of something, and it's sent on my new job. I don't have it. I hit print screen because it replaces print screen, and it didn't do anything, and I was so confused, and then I was very sad because I had that program for 1.5 years at my old job, and it is so good. I'm thinking when she's, yeah, I'm not gonna. I was thinking of putting her head higher because she'll have it swing back up, but I think that I'm gonna do that in pose, like or within secondary motion. Oh yes, I get a Humble Bundle. Set autosave screenshots to Dropbox. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know they had that function. Oh, that if I would have seen it on Humble Bundle, that would have been. I would have like grabbed a couple copies, just because it's so great. What face thing? Oh, when you were sorry, I think I deleted it already. When you had those dolls in your, like, I think it was your grandma's place or something. I had a screenshot, a snag it of one of the dolls' faces because it was freaking creepy as hell. I was gonna just post it on Twitter, and then I got distracted. I'm trying to think if there's any other software bits. That's, I think, the most useful, just random piece of software I've gotten in a while. I mean, there's also, like, Wallpaper Engine's really nice, but I end up going back and forth whether or not I use that. I used to use Display Fusion. If you're using Windows 7 with a multi-monitor setup, and you're not planning to go to Windows 10, Display Fusion is really nice. It gives you essentially Windows 10 functionality for dual monitor setup, and allows you to split your wallpapers between two monitors to better control your wallpapers. You can actually change your wallpaper from your phone with that software, whatever reason you'd want to. And so it had a nice functionality, but the main thing I liked that one was it added better multi-monitor support. That one does cost money too, though, and I think that is. I think I got it for like $5. Wow, it's $35. Okay, never mind. I don't think it's worth $35. I got it for, I think, $5 or $10 when they had it on sale. But yeah, I don't think it's worth that much. There's a lot of power in that program, but I don't think most people need it. That having the multi-monitor was awesome, but Windows 10 does that already, so I didn't care about it anymore. Locked. And the only reason I'm worried, or I want to make sure that that is done right, is because there's going to be blending between these shots. So I need to... Oh. I thought I did this already. Oh, I moved her some more. Since I'm here, I'm going to fix her wing too. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to cut it like that. I'm gonna have to have her like follow up on the swing a little bit. This will be frickin' rocket. I think this needs to go quicker. Yeah, that's fine. I don't even care about the wing right now. Oh, I was wondering where you were. I totally started on time, too. You just weren't there. How'd you forget it was Friday? Like, it's the best day of the week. No, Friday night is the best day of the week, if that makes any sense. I think Friday nights are better than weekends. Anticipation for time off is great. Like today, I was super excited because I had today off, and I was like, yay, it's gonna be great. But then, like, when you actually get to it and you're like, what the hell am I gonna do? Like, because like Saturday we usually hang out with friends and stuff, and then Sunday we have is kind of the rest day before going back to the week. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't know what to do. Like, I got up at a decent hour and I did some like things I need to get done, but I ended up going to see a movie and otherwise just playing games. So it's like you're like, yeah, and then you're just sitting on a couch. Stop saying Pepe hands. That's... It just... It's just weird. Okay, I think I at least have enough where I can just do secondary animation now.
Oh, fire the now.
Oh.
Now.
Hands... No, Hands Pepe is worse.
Now. Fire the now.
Hands Pepe sounds like a word you'd use in a really bad pickup line. Like, hey baby, you want to feel my Pepe hands? Okay, I'm gonna speed that, or I'm gonna do that.
Now fire! Now fire! Now fire the rocket! Now.
I'm gonna take all except that, head, root, no, not root, and neck. Okay. So I think. I think like that should be fine.
Now fire! Now. Now fire! Now.
It's such a short time. I think it's not.
Now
I think I know what it is.
Now fire! Now fire!
Oh, it is working. It's just because I'm not touching the head and stuff. It's not really noticeable.
Now fire!
I wasn't 3 minutes late. My clock said 6:01. I was like literally just like 2 seconds after it. No, my week was good. First, this is my first week on the new job. Lots of training, lots of learning. I was fairly confident. I was way over my head in what I was going to be doing in the first 2 days, and then the last 2 days I started to get the impression as to what I was actually going to be doing, and I still feel like I'm going to be over my head, but only a little bit, and I can deal with that. So, otherwise, it went pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. I actually ended up starting the week that we have our Friday off, so I didn't have work today. So yeah, I only worked 3 days last week before I quit, and then I worked 4 days this week. So, well, no, like my previous job, I felt like it was over my head a little bit. This one, I felt like, and if you're in over your head, but by a certain degree, you can be like, but I can make it work. This one, I had some moments where I felt like I was severely over my head, but then I was told at that time, they're like, okay, yeah, well, sorry for feeling like this is a lot, but like, we're not expecting you to know anything right now. We're not expecting any of this to make any sense. Just absorb it, and that's all you need to do. And I was like, okay. I was like, because there was just a lot of people that have been there for a very long time and know what they're doing at a very large degree, and I have no idea. So,
Now.
no, I'll get it. It's just going to be... It's different than I've done before. And, I mean, every time I say that, people are like, oh, no, you'll get it. And I'm like, no, I will. But I don't want to feel like I am having to play... Then I'm having to spend off time trying to learn stuff. And, I mean, I have about 3 books over there on quality management systems and stuff that I've been reading through, trying to play catch up, because I'm in a position that's normally you need a couple years of experience, but probably where you're going to be needing, like, I would say 5 to 6 years of experience of like out in the field working, and I have 1 year of a high level, so I do not know all the stuff that I need to know, but I'm also really good at figuring out as I go. So putting things in context based with other things. So I'm not worried about it. But the nice thing was, though, this Friday was my payday for my last 2 weeks of my last job. They also paid me for some of my vacation. I think there's some still left out that I have to call them on. So I got paid for like a week of vacation, 2 weeks of work, and the job I'm at right now doesn't do lag weeks. They pay you in advance for your work, and their payday was this Friday. So I got paid for the new jobs for 1 week of work as well. So I essentially got 1 month of pay in one day. So yeah, so I suddenly had a very large sum of money hit my way. So that was really nice.
Now.
Eyes need to go a little quicker here. They didn't pay for the hotel. They should. No, actually, I have, because I'm single without family and whatever, and I have now a very good job, I'm saving a lot. Right now I'm saving just under half my check every 2 weeks, and so because I have nothing to do with it, so I'm just like literally I take it out of my account, I put it to the side, and that's not my money. So but for a lot of like the vacation being paid off, I'm just going to keep that in there. So but I don't know what to do with it. Like, I kind of thought it over, and I'm thinking about getting like a nice sound bar for a computer, because I've been wanting to get that for a while. I have like some speakers, but they're cheap and inconvenient. because like I have a nice monitor, I have a nice TV to use on the side. My computer's basically got every upgrade that I really want in it right now. The only thing I've thought about is getting a new car. Because I got an '09 Civic right now, and I thought about getting like a 2018 or 2019 Civic. But I did the math. I put on last year, because in the window, I did my oil change today. It said my last date of service was what was that? Was like last February. It took 15 months before my car told me I needed an oil change, because I put on like 1,500 miles in a year. So it's like, do I really want to spend a lot of money on a car? So I don't know. I've been doing pretty good. The last couple of years have been pretty good. How are you doing? Yes, get your money. Get the money you owed. Yeah, I guess you're in a little bit of a rough spot. I can understand that. Lots of life changes going on for people. Okay, I think she needs to go down a little bit. The nice thing is, from this angle, I don't really need to... Actually, I could probably just do like this. Yeah, I can just cheat it. Yeah, who cares? Can't see.
Now fire the rocket. Now fire the rocket. Now
she needs to do some kind of a head move when she says now.
Now fire. Now
Actually, no, I don't want to put her head down anymore, because her mouth's gonna just hidden back there. Actually, so I can do, I'll take the whole head and we'll just have it go up here. Do that. Don't really like how her eyes are open. I thought maybe she's got angry, but I think I want to go with like relaxed a little bit. Or maybe, yeah, a little bit of squinting. We'll just make it so that she squints more here. And as a reminder too in chat, so if there's any questions or things that people want to see or can't figure out in SFM, let me know, because the point of the stream, or the original intent of the stream, was to be a help session for people, so don't feel like you're interrupting me working on stuff. No, not at all. It's by asking questions, so you're fulfilling its reason. So so if you ever need explanation or anything, let me know. think right now she's looking to the side. I think I want to have her looking forward. We are going to lock this in one spot for one. Oh yeah, I forgot that. I'm moving by root so the eyes do follow.
Now. Now.
Neighbor's having a I'll call it a noise complaint. That's why the popo is there. Yeah, no, I understand with the debt thing. The only debt I had up until last summer was student loans, but I paid triple on it, and so I have zero debt. So that's the thing, is I have a really good job and I have zero debt. So that's why to me it's like what do I do now with it? Do I just keep like, I don't know. I've just got to figure out how to plan my finances here. It's just nice being not having to worry about money for a while.
Now. Now.
Okay, I don't like how her eyes go down here. Because when her head turns, her eyes are staying in the same direction. So I'm going to take like this position. Sounds like somebody's stubbing on her toe, but she can barely feel it. I'm gonna have it readjust to the outside. Okay, that'll work. Grand tour of America? That'd actually be kind of neat. I have some recommendations for places, depending on what you want to see. I've been to both coasts and a lot of the interior. There's still a lot of places that I think I have, or a lot of states I haven't been to, and lots of places to see, but I feel like I got the majority of it. I kind of want to start doing an overseas thing. That's the one thing I want to potentially save up for, is to do like some kind of trip to Europe, or well, I probably want to start with Europe, but I do want to visit a lot of other countries. So I have not traveled by train, but I looked into it a little bit, and cost wise, flying, if you plan it right, isn't really that much different, but I understand by train that you get to see a little bit more country. But it's not, it's like, because I looked up like Amtrak, the trains for a lot of those look just like a bus, but it's like being stuck on a bus for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. So it's not like the comfortable as, unless you buy a suite or something in there, but that can be expensive.
Now. Fire the rocket!
I still think that, is there like this metal panel that's across the top here? I wonder if I can get rid of that or something, because that's Only thing that's bugging me right now. No, it's like it's part of it. Because it's just in the way. If I could get rid of that, it would provide a lot more visibility here. Let's see here. Could probably do it. Because you can't see the actual panel itself from any angle. You can see it from this angle. Oh, you can't even see it from that angle either. Yeah, so that's a useless portion. Let's take a look at that. Computer, main panel. Yeah, that doesn't matter. So screens, the base texture's already been replaced. Panel blue. And I think that getting rid of it's gonna cause some issues, unless it already has some other stuff going on with it. Unless I actually update the model itself, but that takes forever. Control panel. So it's just this portion. Yeah, so it looks to me like self-illuminate. Yeah, normal alpha environment mask. Alright, yeah. So it's... Well, from this angle though, it doesn't matter. I see it breaking it though. Where's worth a shot though? Let's see. Because what you can do is normal map. What you do is you can add an alpha layer to hide it and technically make it invisible. Shadows still hit it, so you have to be careful with that. But from the angle it's at, it wouldn't matter. Problem is it normally breaks the way that some of the other things work when you add transparency. So I can try it, but I don't see it working. Well, if you're in Europe, the train and train and public transportation in Europe is way better than in America. Oh, okay, yeah, then don't have rum. Trains are better, but they're still... I was just looking up information on... Because we thought about taking a train to ForniCon. Like, we thought maybe that'd be kind of fun. And when I looked up information for it, it's not like a one-way ticket to Baltimore. You ended up taking, like, a bus 3 times before you even get to the train. And then that goes a short distance before being swapped out to another train. And I mean, there are trains out there that are more fanciful and built for cross-country trips. But for maybe you could buy a package with like cross-country to do a lot more stuff. But to me, flying can almost be about the same. Especially if you just kind of pick certain spots and you fly the cheapest routes. So there's also I forgot the name of it. It's a website that it allows it, because say you take a flight and you're taking a flight from, like, say, Minneapolis to Tampa, and the cheaper route is to have one stop. So you go from here to Dallas and then to Tampa. What you can do instead is, if you're looking to go to, well, I guess Tampa may not be the best route. Let's say like Detroit. So it'd be from Minneapolis to Detroit. Is you find a flight from Minneapolis to Detroit to New York that might be cheap, and don't continue your journey. Like, once you get off in Detroit, you leave. You don't actually get on the secondary portion of the flight. As long as you don't have a checked bag and you have everything with you, they can't stop you from doing that. And you can actually find flights for cheaper. If you look at international flights, you can save hundreds of dollars. And there's a website that does this, and we'll figure that out for you, what flights will work to save money. That website ended up getting sued by the airlines and won, stating that there is nothing that, or if the airlines have that set up, that they have to just be willing to take that risk. So the website even advertises that we got sued and won. So normally for, like, within the United States, I haven't found anything that much cheaper, but for going overseas or large distances in the United States, you can actually find some pretty good deals. But just don't check a bag. Which is difficult when sometimes skip lagged. Yeah, that's something like that. It's great for day trippers, people that don't have to worry about having a checked bag, because otherwise that guy, it's going to go to your destination. Okay, so that looks like about all of it. And actually, I could probably can I like enlarge selection? Oh, there we go. Oh, no, I don't want to select and mask though. I won't let me just like enlarge selection. Okay. Well, actually, for that angle, I think this is fine. So I'm going to go to channels, alpha, and okay, that should be fine. I'll just invert it. We'll go with that. So this is going to say that would be the only part showing right now, but I don't want that. So I'm going to say, I'm going to select all. First, I'm going to grab these portions here. Okay. All right. Okay. Save as. We're going to do blue. Hidden. Sure. Targa. We're going to import. Blue hidden. Oh, that's the right folder. And we'll go HUV control panel, blue, hidden. Okay. Now I don't know what I can do in overrides for this, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Because if I can't do it on overrides, it's going to be more difficult. So we'll do control panel blue hidden. Okay, and as a dot, it's not going to do anything right now. So I need to first turn this off. And I don't think I can turn off self-illumination, but we'll see. And this should be translucent. The other one. I don't think I can turn these on through overrides. Yeah, I don't think so. Because it might be in that. Well, actually, no. I can use the. I don't think that that's gonna work for that. That's all fine to have on. I'm going to move this one to the end because these are the ones I'm going to modify. So that one off. I'm going to use alpha test and see if that one works. But I have a feeling I'm going to have to modify some of these other values. Hello, Luna Moon. Livestreams, I had no idea if you remember me. No, I don't. I was one who dressed in that purple bear suit at Burning Hunt 2018 that hanged out with you guys. Purple bear suit. No, I can't remember. No, I'm sorry, I can't actually remember. The name sounds a little bit familiar in context of BronyCon, but I can't. BronyCon is a big freaking blur, like every year. I can't remember it. Ooh. Well, it's translucent.
Now fire the rocket!
Not in the way that I want, though. Alright. So usually that's just caused by Fong being on. And I don't want to reload this whole thing every time. Let's see if I can just do this. Okay, so that got rid of that. But it also turned off the Fong. It is now fully self-illuminating, which I do not want. Aha! It's gone. There's gonna be a big gap there now. Oh, the screens are still there, but they don't have a back texture, so that's fine. And even then, I could get rid of them, just in case. No, I'd probably. No, I probably did. I have a horrible memory when that comes to that stuff. Even just trying to think back to anything from BronyCon last year, I can't remember anything. Like, because I've been to, like 5 years now? And they all blend together. I think the only thing I remember from BronyCon last year was like having this sort of group thing outside after it was announced that everybody or the con was going to be closing, and then like hanging out with Scope and a couple other people upstairs. I remember a birthday weekend. I remember that. At least remember the conversation about it. Strangely, because it's like having the same conversation a second time.
Now fire the rocket.
Okay, yeah, that's much better.
Now fire the rocket.
I kind of wish I could still keep it just for having a little bit of a break on this, but I like the extra visibility that she has. Did it break this shot? Oh, it did. What happened? Oh, I know what happened. I can fix it. Yeah, and actually it doesn't have anything on here of worry, so yeah, so we're good. I think that fixes everything. I was worried the self-illumination might break something, but really there's no, the buttons up here are from a different panel, so it's fine. And even then I could just use some other panel here. It's not like people know I'm using one side of it compared to the other. Between 3 to 4, make it 2 to 3. Yeah, see, that's the problem. Is like Ciderfest. I've been there 5 years now, and like Everfree, I got it pretty good in, like, because I went there 2 years because they had 2 different con centers between the 2 that I went to. So it's easy for me to try to remember which one was which for some things. But BronyCon and Ciderfest being 5 years, I can't remember which one is what con because there's just I remember being in so many different hotel rooms and so many similar things going on. I wasn't Ciderfest. I think it was like Winnie City this year. Like even some of like the ways we met people and the things that happened were so copy paste from the year before that it felt like I was literally walking into the year before. I think it was Ciderfest that was that way. It felt like I was just walking into a con that I've already been, like, the exact same position, like I'm back in time. It was so weird. It was so much deja vu. So, I mean, that was just kind of fun in a way, but it was just like really weird. But it is all blend together. I think with the detail that's on here, I think that the disabling of Fong might have caused the difference in the lighting here. But it might just be because it's a really low quality of textures. I'm just going to call it the low quality texture problem. Second, let me break on. Go out with your dreams and bang. I didn't go to closing, so I figured out the news afterwards. But really, I had not planned to go back next year. I originally was not going to go to BronyCon for 2019. Them calling last year was like, so now I had to go.
Fire the rocket! Hypothesis. Now fire the rocket!
She's broken. This is when you got some good beats going. Okay, let's stop.
Fire the rocket! Now fire! Now fire! Now fire! Now fire!
I don't think I want to have it as drastic of a motion here.
Rocket! The rocket!
So I'm gonna go here and grab everything. Let me see if we can play head back a little bit. Oh, that's fine. Got it. Head there. All right. Smooth. Don't leave her alone. I'm gonna try something here. So where's your head? I kind of like that actually, if it just wasn't so jittery. Can I just smooth that a little? Maybe not there. trying to make it Twitch. I don't know if it's gonna work. Yeah, I believe there is one in Glasgow. I should kind of like it. I'm just gonna keep it for now. I can always smooth out stuff like that pretty easy. I originally had a full video based on this. This is her singing it. Never got around to finishing it though. And I never will. It was one of those, like talked about earlier, too ambitious. Yeah, it says it right there too. I'm with the Deb. It is a really good song. Like, you could bash Call of Duty all you want on anything, but the song that they got out of it was great. Yeah, if you want to share the trailer, that's fine.
Hypothesis. Hypothesis. That's what it. Hypothesis. Hypothesis. Racket. Racket. The racket. Fire the racket.
I think I'm gonna grab her skin here. I'm gonna make her manic for more of it.
Fire the racket. Fire the racket. Fire.
Which means I'm gonna make her eyes more panicky too. I don't want to just keep utilizing jitter, but I want to see if it still works. Like doing it twice.
I'll fire. Now, I'll. I'll fire the rocket. I'll fire. I'll fire. I'll fire. I'll fire the rocket. I'll fire. Fire the rocket. I'll fire the rocket. I'll fire the rocket. Fire the rocket. Fire the rocket. I'll fire.
I think, what's the other controls here? So that's up and down. I'm gonna grab both of these. Sorry about doing the audio so much. I'm trying to time it, so I need to keep the audio on.
Now fire the. Now fire. Now fire the rocket. Fire the rocket. The rocket. Rocket. The rocket. Fire the rocket. Hypothesis. 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 The rocket. Hypothesis.
So I think if I keep, I can keep that. I think at this, from here, I wanted to have, or I want to have her mouth changed. Right now she's like ultra serious. I need to have her smiling, like kind of manic.
Hypothesis. 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 Hypothesis.
The change, I think, requires a little bit more mouth open here.
Hypothesis. 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 This will be frickin' hypothesis. Now fire the rocket. Hypothesis. Hypothesis. Hypothesis.
We'll find you head. There it is. I kind of want to delay it where between hypothesis and where she yells. It would just, it's gonna be messy, but I really want to do that. I'm gonna say How long of a delay would work?
Hypothesis.
I can't tell you. I know I've had it be weird before. Normally though, oh there we go. An update happened a while back that suddenly caused it to be weird. So, one, two, I need to count frames. We're looking for zombie models. I mean, if you're looking for the official ones, you might have some issues, but otherwise, SFM comes with Left 4 Dead models, which comes with all the zombies. You can just put military gear on them. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12.
This.
Oh. Thought I might crash it. I cut it wrong. I did save it, right? Yeah, it looks like it's the exact same bit. Not this song, no. I did some animating for the Mob of the Dead. Though this is so many scattered pieces. Originally, I was going to make a Fallout video that was kind of a compilation of a lot of stuff from the series, but it ended up being that doing trailer type videos that cover a large amount of stuff just for the fact of, or just for the point of a trailer, means that you're spending hours upon hours scene building for like 1 second. I did that for the Australia trailer, and that was a lot. And that came after I did this and realized the scope, and this was going to be almost 3 minutes long, while the Australia one was like 1, and the Australia one took me 9 months. So I decided to cut that out, or just not do it. This needs scene build void. Might, because I use a lot of stuff like that, but no. No, like, so this is what I originally had for the like big scene builds, and I never actually did anything with them.
Where are we going from here? Where do we go?
Lip syncing for this one is super easy because all the words are the same.
Are we all blinded?
That one didn't have any shots though. This is gonna be filler. I forgot what I was gonna put there.
Where are we going from here? How do we know? Where do we go?
That's where that comes into this part. This one actually needs no. Where's the tower? This is a diff. This is needing. No, this is just grasslands black. Where is my tower? Steeple. Error. Oh, must not be loaded. Oh yeah, this thing's not going to show up right with the lights on. This is not going to run right no matter what. Hey, like at a... Oh, back here. Cap, oh. And then that was done. Yeah, and then this I was going to put the pod scene, but then I decided that that's probably too much of a spoiler, even though the book's been out forever. This one... Yeah, that never gonna happen. Yeah, this is all scattered. Like, the only stuff that's actually animated on here is, like, this shot here. But even then, like... oh, because I modified the camera. So, originally, it wasn't going to show some of the greenery. This was a scene build that was a bitch to put together. But... it looks like so actiony of a shot, but then you actually look at it, but it stands still and all goes away. To give it like the chaotic feel, I have a skybox that's spinning in the background, and I believe it's the 3D one, and it is right over here. No, over there. Oop. So this is the 3D skybox. I just threw some more stuff in the background. That's that one pole thing that's kind of floating there. Right. In one of those shots. Anyway. But yeah, you can see, like, yeah, this is where I spun that. Though technically for the best effect, I have to set up the fog. So what values do we have here? 62, 50, 25. $62. Yeah, close enough. 50, 25. I think I'll actually only need it for this one. This was I was working on this before this program. And then we have negative 65, 85. And positive 27, 31. So let's do 20 something. that changes the fog to the background here to actually match what I wanted. I think that's, did that work? No. Something weird with this thing that doesn't always want to behave. What is it? There we go. There, now it's lighter. Anyway. Yeah, practice, practice, practice. I have like 8,000 hours in the software. I don't think that things go quick. I don't think I ever did anything with these shots. Why is Derpy in this one? Ah, I think I was showing the example of how to reverse a walk cycle. But even now, there's an actual download on the workshop to do it for you. Yeah, there's a reverse animation tool, though it actually requires that you like do something with the animation first. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, but this isn't a waste though, because like this scene, with no, not that scene. This one with Zenith. I ended up reusing this jump that Pip does because I thought it turned out I thought her little jump was turned out pretty good, and I ended up reusing it in I think Australia. This is what you save or I export all my animations. So in this one, I think it was, yeah, this is the jump that she does here. So if you see how she lands there, it's I think I just cut it a little bit early, like here, and then modified it. But yeah, reuse your stuff. Put the time into it. I was like, restart the program. It's gonna crash if I try to load something else now. Yeah, actually for the 12 principles, I have this is a presentation I do for SFM at, oh, that went to the wrong TV. How do I just do like this? Nope, still gonna do it. How do I just full screen on this one? Sure. I have to update some of that. Yeah, so I actually go through the 12 principles and animation here, like showing how like squash and stretch, how you do that. And like anticipation. So yeah, actually I give a presentation on the principles at or at some conventions. So I used some of the stuff I've done, explained it live, talking about how like pose to pose stuff works. So with actual, and people like video.
But after Luna's banishment, the protective pony
So I also do, yeah, some cinematics, like how
What stands between Little Pip and the door's control panels are two
certain shots work in cinematics. How utilization of the different ones work and how they should look. Different shots to use. Oh, here's actually one to read through if you want to learn a little bit about cinematography. I have linked this so many times. Flooby-dooby. Sounds really stupid, but the write-up is actually really good. It's multi-pages, and it talks about the cinematography in The Incredibles, because the cinematography in there was actually very, very well done. And this whole thing just explains how to frame shots, how do you set them up, and everything. And it's a long article. Still going. There it goes to comment. So, but then there is a part 2. So but all the information in here, and I'll link it, is super, super useful. If you want to learn how to do cinematics. It's a good read, because to me, if you have good cinematics and good timing, you can have poor animation and get away with it. You can have poor a lot of stuff and get away with it. But if you have, by good cinematics, I mean you have where the user can, or not user, I'm using like computer terms. Good cinematics can get the viewer sucked in to where they're forgetting that they're watching something, that they are engaged, and even a small little thing that goes wrong that causes a break in that engagement can cause a severe drop in like attention and the way that they interact with the video. And then if you can time things right, emotionally, and in terms of like having the right things at the right time, to like pulling a heartstring at just the right way, or providing just the right information at just the right time to give the right feeling, is also super good. So to me, like having a twist in a movie to where you have the audience, you give the audience just enough information throughout the whole thing, so that just at the right one moment you give that crucial part of information. Like here, they're like the "I am your father" thing. That was in itself the big reveal, but where you can give enough information to where everybody realizes something without being said, at just the right time. Like, to me, I love when movies do that, and that's not easy to do. Sixth Sense was one that did that. That was, M. Night Shyamalan was really good at that, and then he kind of became not so good at that. So, oh, bye, Kel-chan. Yeah, timing, and along with timing in terms of like, and like the emotional whatever bits, timing in terms of like also with the music, like having certain things done on beat. Remembrance was a big one where I did a lot of this stuff to try to go on beat with things. But like, let me open up Remembrance here. Oh, this is a smaller one. Like in terms of cinematic choices, so like in this part, like I'm going up towards the window to show them all together before actually having a scene where they're all together, so that it kind of leads into the shot. But like here, I chose purposefully not to show people's faces, because if you show their faces, suddenly they gain personality, emotion, everything, and they gain I want to say humanity, but like they're a living thing then. But by not showing their face, it keeps them as a ghost. So and then the moment that they went to go show their faces, they all disappeared as if it was in her head. So like using camera to imply things and show things. The other one too, and actually I show this as a part in the presentation, but like having it here, using an up and down shot, so a shot from above or a shot from below can change the way that we perceive or the emotions that we feel towards somebody. A shot like this, where you're coming from above, gives you the feeling of empowerment, or gives the viewer the feeling of empowerment, but it makes the person you're looking at feel vulnerable or weak. And in this moment, when she's going to look up at it, being that she had hidden her eyes the whole time, she was trying to she was vulnerable. And so at this point, we're looking at it from her point of view of being vulnerable. But as soon as we follow up from that, we're going from below, where now she is feeling. Now we're looking at it from her perspective, where how intimidating something is, and how big what she is looking to do is. So by just doing camera shots, you can give a lot of this. I could have just kept the camera at the side, but I didn't want that because that doesn't give me what I need. But just with camera alone, you can make words. So it's not that I know a lot. It's when you're doing a lot of this over time, you just learn things. I love cinematography. So, but no, and just because I'm good at something or because I know something doesn't mean I want to do it for a living. It's like I talked about earlier when it comes to collaborative projects. It's fun when you're doing it yourself and you have, I wouldn't say control, but you have the creative ability to go any direction you want. When you start working on it as a profession, you still have some creative ability, but you have people telling you what needs to be done. You have a script you have to follow. You have other things that need to be done. And I don't like that. I like it as a hobby, but it's like when I went to college for web development. I went there because I wanted to do web development as a job, potentially, because I did a lot of it in my free time. When I went to college for it, I learned I did not like it as a profession, and I ended up not getting a job in the web industry afterwards. It just was not my thing. It was a fun hobby, but it ruined it for me when I looked at a professional aspect, and I don't want this. Originally, when I started doing YouTube and SFM, I told myself that I wasn't going to make it a job, and so I don't try to think about how to optimize money input from YouTube or anything. If it's copyrighted music, I'm going to use, but it's the best music choice, I'm going to use it. I don't care. No, I have a career I like. I have a job, really a job I like. I don't need to. I'll just keep it as a hobby. And in this case, I can keep providing content for free. No worry for me. No, this is, in terms of cinematography, these two are my favorite shots. That's why this ended up being the picture. But like even all these shots, if you go back to my DeviantArt when I was talking with Gun Griffin, who made some of the models for this, I have this all down in text, exactly how all these shots are laid out. From, like, I actually have a thing that states, camera comes in from behind Rainbow Dash's shoulder and swoops down to her. And this exact, I mean, I had it all written down. Yeah, this is another shot. I love this one. Anyway. And then she died. And I really wish I could have fixed. Oh, they won't let me go. Can I go? Ah, I can't go frame by frame. There's an eye. Yeah, oh, you saw it for a sec there. Her eyes are open for a sec here. It bothers me so much. Anyway. They're, hello, Murph. The one thing that I do sometimes is, well, I have taken commissions before, but anytime I've ever done a commission, it's because whatever they're requesting sounded super fun, or something that I was already wanting to do something in. Those ones I love doing, because then you're making a little something on the side to do something that is fun. It's like you're it's like going out for drinks, and every time you get a drink, somebody pays you for it. You know, it's you're having fun and getting something out of it. But if it's not going to sound fun, I don't want to do it. So that's why I normally tell people no commissions. But if they bring me an idea that's like the one I recently did was the Heroes one for Christian Narrator. Or no, yeah, I think so. But yeah, like doing this one. This one sounded super fun. Being I wanted to try out some new things for animating the hair. That turned out really good. I wanted to try After Effects for doing hair here, building armor. Like this whole shot, this took me forever to do for just a quick shot. Especially adding all the little like details here. But that one just sounded fun, so I had no problem doing it. Plus, he gave me a huge deadline, or a huge amount of time to work on it. Oh yeah, we're doing this.
Fire the rocket! Fire the rocket! Fire the rocket! Hypothesis. Now fire the rocket! Now.
I think what I'm actually gonna do, her head going down here. Because right now she kind of just seems like perfectly sane and awake and walking, and then immediately goes to crazy. I want to create like a little calm moment where, like she puts her head down before turning, and
Now.
I can't actually do the upper face yet.
Now.
Ooh.
Now.
Change that a little bit, but okay, she kind of dips down fast. We're gonna smooth that.
Now.
Okay, and I think then she needs to go and lock her face in here. Okay, and not really as angry. Let's just do more relaxed.
Now fire! Now fire!
Okay, I think what I need to do here is we're going to take that left and right, and we're going to go in. And even the up and down.
Now fire the rocket! Now fire the... Now fire the rocket! Now fire the rocket! Now fire the rocket! Fire the rocket!
I've ever dabbled in Blender, not for animating. I've dabbled in it for modeling stuff, but I'm not experienced at all in modeling. Most of the stuff I know how to do is just because I just hit buttons and got lucky. The most I've done is I made like the flags in remembrance that were hanging. I made that. But that was really just, I knew how to make a cylinder, a ball, and a plane. There was no real, what do you call that? Sculpting involved. But I recently updated like one of the Rathalos models to add a bunch of facial flexes. Learned a lot about Blender and how to doing that, but that was involved to get that done too.
Now fire the rocket!
I think I'm gonna go and like right here. I want to have her mouth. Oh, that might be too much. Can I stretch it before it gets awkward?
Rocket! Fire the rocket! Fire the rocket! Fire the rocket! Rocket! Fire the rocket! Rocket! Fire the rocket! Fire the rocket! Fire the Now fire the rocket! Now fire the rocket! Now fire the rocket! Fire the rocket!
Do that.
Now fire the rocket! Now fire the rocket! Hypothesis? This! Now fire the rocket! This will be frickin' sick! Rocket!
Oh, I think I forgot. I was breaking up that audio. I think it actually saved before I did it.
This will be... Hypothesis?
Nope, just before the move. But I think
This will...
perfect. Actually, I thought I brought part of it with. Okay, so I need to go. Before moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I blinked. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, if I'm just gonna move 12, and this is a 24 frame. This is 30 frames. So I'll go half a second. So this to there.
Hypothesis. This will be. Now fire the rocket. Hypothesis. This.
Nope, too much.
This will. Hypothesis. This will. Hypothesis.
She breathes in a little bit,
This
but that's fine. Because I feel like if I cut this,
Hypothesis. This one.
yeah,
This.
it's gonna.
This will.
Okay, so 10 frames. I moved everything.
This will be frickin' sick! Hypothesis.
Yeah, I guess I can just move it like this. So one. Ooh. One, two, three. Oh, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then this needs to be extended by 10 frames. All this just to give it 10 frames.
Hypothesis. This will be frickin' sick! Frickin' sick! It. Hypothesis. This will be frickin' sick!
Yeah, that's perfect. That's exact. 1/3 of a second. That's all I needed. Yep, it's from pre-sequel. I actually have some, I think some other voice lines of hers that, if I ever needed them, are still sitting on my desktop.
Hey, you wanna be a rocket scientist? Hey, you wanna be a rocket scientist? It isn't rocket science. I mean, it is, but whatever. You know what.
Yeah, I don't. Those are like, I think.
Hey, you wanna be a rocket scientist?
I thought about. Well, actually, I might be able to fit that in.
Rocket science! Woo! I got an idea for a rocket navigation system, but I need your help.
I feel like his little thing here takes too long. Because it's such a break.
System, but I need your help.
I think I almost want to like shorten this to like here.
But I need your help. Rocket science! Woo! Rocket science! Rocket science! Woo!
Yeah. Too much time spent on Spike. The audio's, if full thing's there, it's just VLC is trying to play a short file, and it does as a issue with like the last like half second. So it's there. It's just cutting off because, like if I bet you if I play this,
it isn't rocket science.
And loop it.
I mean, it is, but whatever. You know what? It isn't rocket.
It's there.
You know what? It isn't rocket science. You know what? It isn't rock. You know.
It's there. Trust me.
I got an idea for a rocket navigation system, but I need your help. Rocket science! Woo!
So what is that line again?
Hey, you want to be a rocket science? Hey, you...
Because I could have her, like, right
rocket
after this.
Science! Woo!
Go to, like, a camera shot, like this. And look at him. On.
Headshot surgery!
Because I'm guessing that there's a line somewhere that she just says, yeah, there is a line where she says, "Awesome." Yeah, it was from another video. Because I could have it where instead of this shot, which I haven't figured out what to exactly have him do there, is have her instead look over at him like this, and have that like, "Hey, you want to be a rocket scientist?" Like she's asking him. Then go back to him and have him just like saying no vehemently. It only has to be like for 1 second or something, just like, you know, quick no. But then have it skip to this part, and then have her be like say awesome or some kind of affirmation, like she ignored him, was going to do it anyway, and then just lead into this. That actually could work better, because I think some of these are long pauses, but like I mentioned before, I think until the audio is in, these pauses sometimes feel long, but audio does a weird thing for timing, where without audio I can feel like I can crunch stuff really close, but then when the audio comes in I feel like it's too quick. Like the audio is creating a cadence to go along with everything, and it's just, or like creates a baseline pacing, and if the video doesn't match with it, it just feels like it's too fast. For those that haven't actually seen what the hell I'm working on.
I got an idea for a rocket navigation system, but I need your help. Rocket science! Woo! Headshot surgery!
I just don't like how that's pacing, but the other way might work better. Like it's a one-sided conversation.
Squishy! Yeah! Now grab the brain! You got a brain! Woo! Now put the brain on this rocket!
I forgot we actually started animating that.
Now fire the rocket! Hypothesis: this will be frickin' sick! Science!
This panel, or the panel from this angle, is going to be more of an issue. I might be able to get away with it, actually. Not really. You can still see it's actually transparent. Oh yeah, because the inside of the texture is going to be blocking it. is that? I thought it was just no call. Yeah, it is no call. Thought that would work. Maybe I can't do that in an override. No call is usually to tell a texture whether or not it should be showing itself on its reverse side. I was thinking by having that done, the metal from the other side would show on this side and at least look like a panel. I probably could just jam something in there to make it look right. Otherwise, I don't think I can override alpha test. What did I use? Yeah, I used alpha test, so I can't override alpha test to turn it off. Is there a way to get that to ignore the transparency? Because if I need to, I just render it twice. I just swap out the values between the two. I think there's a way to... actually, it might be. Oh, damn. It's the other way around. Thought by turning on Fong, I'd be able to make that work. Apparently not. Okay, so I might have to do that the rough way. But that's fine. Frame rate works okay in some spots. Like this one, it works pretty good just because there's like very few actual models, so it runs efficient. But like this one, it runs a lot lower because there's just the amount of models is a lot higher, and there's a lot more shadowed lights. Yeah, but this one, it runs real rough. And actually,
This will be frickin' sick!
I could probably get away with it with less. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put this over here. Purple's what I've been tending to use for like scene build reference shots. So the purpose of the shot is to maintain the scene build. Because in this shot, I originally built this thing to have a lot of flexibility for angles, but because of it being that I have like this shot looking from the other angle, but right now I'm not utilizing the vast majority of what's in this room. So why is it there? Doesn't need to be. So we're gonna get rid of it. So like these 4 models, not doing anything. We have 2 cameras. Let's see here. Wall panels. What's the widest the camera gets? It never gets to the point of past here-ish. Put a lot of time in this scene build. I really was happy with how it turned out, and then I don't even need the majority of it. But shit happens. Floor lights. No, I need those. Supports. Don't need those ones or those ones. Trim. I don't think I need any of it. Can I just, like, completely hide the trim? Yep. That gets rid of a lot of stuff. Because I have that scene build saved, I'm not really worried. I'm not really getting rid of anything permanently. And then computers. Don't need these sets of 3. Don't need these sets of 2. And I can't just like disable. If I go and hide them, they're still going to be processed, so that's not going to really save me any processing or anything. Don't need those. I could probably get away with not even having this next layer of floor. Don't need these ones especially. Ceiling? I don't even think I show the ceiling. Nope. So we can get rid of the ceiling completely. Hello, eBay. Alright, so she's like, oh my god, the room's disappearing. There.
Now fire the rocket! Hypothesis? This will be frickin' sick!
Yeah, this runs a lot better now. But I think I can get rid of even a bit more. So, like, I'm still not even showing that those computers on the wall. So, like, this one and this one. Gone. Wall panels. I think I can get rid of these. Sure. Yeah. I think beyond that... And I don't think I can really get rid of any more of those. Nope, I can. Get rid of that one. Every one of these increases the processing, so the more I do, the better off. This one I can get rid of. I probably don't even need these. I probably don't even need any of the floors. It's just nice for my own reference. You can't even see these computers here. Oh, that's the floor. I think beyond that, I think I can't really get rid of any more. Only thing I could potentially think of is if there's any lights here that are not actually doing anything, but I think we're pretty good.
Now fire the rocket!
Yeah. Now I'm running at like
Now
12,
fire
which is
the rocket!
acceptable range.
Hypothesis? This will sick! Hypothesis?
And that'll be a separate shot for her zoom in once I've got everything figured out. I think I might be able to get rid of 2 more floor panels. So. Yeah, I can, because it's not, I mean, there's no way that you're ever going to see down to there.
Now, hypothesis. This will be sick!
Yep. So that's the best I'm gonna do.
Now,
Gotta do
fire
to
the
about 12 to
rocket.
13.
Hypothesis. This will be frickin' sick!
Yay, it runs better. I want to check. This is still... Well, this is still in keyframed. That was it. This is... It's so majestic. No oh, no spike boosts. Nope. I don't know why I love abusing spikes so much. Anyway, what was it doing? This one.
Fire the rocket!
How long have I been working on this? Since November. The file name is November 9th, so since November 9th. I've spent way too much time on this. It's mainly because I only really work on this stuff on stream. I don't really... This video I haven't not touched anything on my own time, really. My own time I tend to make... I've been doing the Rathalos stuff on Twitter, or just life. So, I've really slowed down on stuff. But it's, I do still like working on stuff, just at a hobby pace instead of crazy, I have no other life pace.
Hypothesis. Fire the rocket! Hypothesis. Rocket! Hypothesis. And now fire the rocket! Hypothesis.
I'm thinking of, like, I don't think I'm going to do it, but
Now
it would be
fire
nice
the rocket!
do it where she says that, and then have her, like, sit there for a second, but then just kind of, like shake herself out of it, and then say hypothesis. But that would add...
Oh, fire!
Ooh. Oh, that's the beat button.
Fire the rocket! Hypothesis.
But, yeah, I think that would be... the shot would take too long, I think, to do. And I don't feel like doing it.
Hit. Hypothesis.
The only thing I don't like about this model is the jiggle bones work like normal. They don't like jitter. But only on the top bit. Her
Now
right part
fire the
here
rocket!
doesn't actually work. It doesn't work at all. So if I need to have that move, I have to do it manually.
Hypothesis. Fire the rocket! Hypothesis.
There we go.
The rocket! Fire the rocket! Fire the rocket! Fire the rocket! Fire the rocket!
I don't want to go wide too much, because you start losing out on some of the exteriors of the eye.
Fire the rocket! Fire the rocket! Fire the rocket!
Okay. It came back.
Hypothesis. The rocket! The rocket! Fire the rocket! Hypothesis. 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 Rocket. Hypothesis.
Yes, I thought.
Hypothesis. 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 Get. Hypothesis. Get. Hypothesis. Rocket. Hypothesis. Hypothesis. Rocket. Hypothesis. Get a rocket. Hypothesis. Out of the rocket. Hypothesis. 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 Hypothesis.
Just gonna finish the stock before cutting that here.
Hypothesis. Hypothesis. This is. Hypothesis. 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 Fire the rocket! Hypothesis. 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 Hypothesis.
Yeah, I'm good on that. Hypothesis, yes. After all that, just editing with. Right.
Hypothesis. Now fire the rocket. Hypothesis. This will be frickin' sick. And sick. This will be.
I don't think I'm gonna have her twitch at this part. I think I'm just gonna have her be angry.
Sick. Hypothesis.
But I do like her little crazy bit here.
Hypothesis.
Fucking lost it. Anyway, that's enough for today. I will be back streaming next Tuesday, but as I mentioned last Tuesday, streams on Tuesday are now going to be just 2 hours at most because I have to work later. So yeah, and you can go catch up on what you missed. Blur blah. Getting. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. So anyway, thanks for coming by and stuff. Have a cat and have a good weekend. Let's see you guys later. See you next week. Yep, I'll be back next Friday. So all right, bye bye.